Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex, and I have some news updates from around the land of smiles for you today, this Thursday, May 30th.
This ad is brought to you by Carzuno, the easiest way to lease a brand new car in Thailand.
And we're going to start with our main story today, and that involves the ex-Prime Minister, Thaksin Shinawatra, is currently facing charges under the Lese majeste laws. Yes, the former Prime Minister has been indicted on lese majeste charges for allegedly insulting the monarchy during a 2015 interview. Thaksin, who returned to Thailand in 2023 after 15 years of exile, faces these charges amidst a complex political backdrop. Now, despite pledging loyalty to the monarchy, Thaksin's indictment is seen by some as politically motivated. He has a history of conflict with Thailand's conservative establishment and was previously sentenced to prison for corruption. Now, Thaksin's political influence persists, with his party currently in government, and the lese majeste laws remain a contentious issue in Thailand with ongoing calls for reform. So this all stems from something that he did in 2015. It was in an interview he did in 2015. So that information was already out there, right? And you know there was political wheeling and dealing when he came back into the country, right? He was supposed to face like an 8-year sentence. I think he ended up doing 8 months in a hospital instead. So this does feel like a bit of a surprise attack using something that was already established. It's not like he did anything new to warrant these charges. So whatever the deal was, apparently wasn't set in stone. So this is a very interesting story. It's going to have a lot of impact on the political landscape here in Thailand, so we will keep you informed as to what is going on there. All right. Any thoughts on that one? Go slowly. I only have one. Okay. Never mind. Give me your thoughts on that later, guys. Now, our next story takes us down to Phuket, where there was a bedlam in the Bangla boxing stadium. So a viral video of a brawl at the Bangla boxing stadium in Patong, Phuket during a May 26th event sparked widespread criticism. The fight broke out when an Irish boxer declared the winner over a Russian opponent by a close score of 49-48, taunted his rival. The Russian boxer retaliated, leading to a brawl involving their cornermen and some spectators. Security quickly intervened, and the Irish boxer was awarded the championship belt. Both fighters later apologized, and no injuries were reported. Stadium officials urged sharing full footage to clarify the incident. Yeah, pretty funny. All right. I love the photo ops that you get when the Thai police become involved with these situations. Hopefully you saw there them shaking hands as this situation has finally been resolved. But boy, they still just look angry at each other in that photo. I think that's hilarious. It's very like a parent with two brothers, just like, all right, meh. Apologize. And they did. So yeah, it gets heated, right? Especially like with fights. I'm a big fan of combat sports. That's not really what martial arts is all about, right? There's glory in the victory, but you're definitely not trying to shame the person that you've defeated. I mean, you've just shared the ring with them. That's intimate. So yeah, no call for that. I'm glad they were made to apologize. All right, now let's get into our next story, which takes us into the world of cybercrime, as a 29-year-old Thai woman has been arrested in a nude picture extortion scheme. So, the Royal Thai Police have arrested Arissa for her alleged involvement in a 2.8 million baht investment scam and a nude clip scheme. Now, she impersonated a well-known investment platform, coercing victims to send nude clips to withdraw their funds. Now, arrested in Buriram under a Nonthaburi provincial court warrant, Arissa denied the allegations, claiming her acquaintance, Song, misused her bank account. A background check revealed her 2019 arrest for drug-related charges, and Arissa is now in custody, facing further legal proceedings by the Technology Crime Suppression Division. Guys, I don't think your financial institutions are going to ask you for nudes in order to complete transactions. So let's use a little common sense, shall we? Now, we'll see what the result of this is. These are allegations. Maybe she didn't do it, but yeah, that one just hit me like weird. I was like, my bank, hey, send me nudes, and then yeah, we'll complete that transfer. I'd be a little suspicious. So yeah, be careful out there. There's so many scams all happening all over the world. I feel like the only phone calls I get anymore are scam calls. So just be careful, and don't let anybody in your walls like that. All right, moving on. Next, we got to talk about Chinese tourists. Of course, they are flooding into the land of smiles, but sometimes they are flooding things in the wrong way. Now, a photograph of a Chinese tourist letting their child urinate near the Shakri Mahaprasad throne hall in Bangkok has sparked outrage online. Now, the image, which spread across social media, shows the child squatting by a wall with her parents nearby. The incident, deemed highly inappropriate by newly appointed Tourism and Sports Minister Kun Samsak, occurred at one of Thailand's most sacred sites. The backlash includes suggestions that the act might violate Section 112 of Thailand's Penal Code, which addresses insults to the monarchy. This incident follows other controversies involving tourist behavior and underscores ongoing concerns about the conduct of some Chinese tourists abroad. Come on, this is not the first time you've heard this story, right? I lived in China for a long time. Basically, as soon as I got off the airplane, I saw somebody emptying out their baby right over a trash can. You know, that's just how they do it. They don't even not diapers actually. They just have a little butt flap thing and then just like empty them out. You know, it's a different culture. It's a different way of doing things, but it doesn't seem to be very popular around the world, especially when you're doing it at sort of, tourist destinations, sacred sites like this one. It's a bit of a turnoff for the other tourists. So it's a big thing actually for China as well. They have offices abroad where they try to punish people who are misbehaving, and I think this would qualify as such. So we'll see if they get reprimanded or lose a few social credit points. Now, there is some health news, especially important going into Pride Month, everybody, as there was a sharp rise in Mpox cases after the Songkran festival. That's right. Thailand's Department of Disease Control has warned of a significant rise in Mpox, formerly known as monkeypox, the cases following the Songkran festival, primarily in Bangkok. Now, as of yesterday, Thailand has recorded 787 cases, with 97% being male. Key statistic there, the majority of cases are in Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Rayong, and Udon Thani. Authorities urge vigilance, advising the public to monitor symptoms like fever, swollen lymph nodes, and rashes. Close contact with infected individuals increases the risk, and those showing symptoms should seek medical attention and practice strict hygiene to prevent further spread. Public health officials stress the importance of community involvement in curbing the outbreak. Okay, this disease obviously is one that more disproportionately affects the LGBT community, so heading into Pride Month, this is very important for everyone to be vigilant and to understand, okay, be aware of the symptoms so you can avoid them. And I know it's Pride Month, man. There's gonna be a lot of parties. I'm gonna be out there having some fun myself, I'm sure. But be careful, everybody. It's gonna be these numbers are only going to go up. So don't let that be you. All right, next one, finally, got some weather news for you. So it's a La Niña year. So that means that we can expect some very heavy rainfall this summer in Thailand, although maybe less than typical. We'll see. Now, the Office of National Water Resources, or ONWR, has warned of heavy rains from August to September due to La Niña, although overall rainfall this year is expected to be 26% below average. Deputy Secretary General Kun Paitun noted a shift to typical La Niña weather from July to year's end, with potential flash floods from August to September despite lower total rainfall. 2 storms are anticipated during this period. The current water storage and reservoir is at 51%, which is down from 55% last year. So farmers are urged to expedite rice planting during the rainy season, and state agencies are enhancing early flood warning systems to mitigate damage. Okay, I don't know if that's good news or bad news. The rains are coming. It's a La Niña year, so we will be inundated, and I'm sure there will be some flooding. But potentially less than usual, although it does seem that water reserves are going to be affected and are going down. So, wow, this is a whole lot of trade-offs here. Not sure what to make of it, but at least now you know what to expect. All right, now that'll do it for our stories from the Thaiger. We got a couple more stories for ASEAN, for the region surrounding the Land of Smiles. So our first one also has to do with weather, and it's taking us over to the Philippines, where a deadly typhoon has killed 7 and left thousands displaced. Typhoon Ewinear, known locally as Agon, has moved away from the Philippines, leaving at least 7 people dead due to floods and toppled trees. The typhoon caused significant disruptions, closing seaports and stranding thousands of passengers. The storm, with winds of up to 130 kilometers per hour, hit Quezon and Misamis Oriental provinces hardest, leading to flash floods and extensive damage. Over 26,000 people were affected, with many seeking refuge in evacuation centers. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. highlighted preemptive measures to distribute aid. The Philippines, prone to natural disasters, faces about 20 typhoons annually. Philippines, I'm from Florida in America. We are certainly no strangers to massive storms. We get hurricanes over there on the Atlantic side, but it's always devastating. The good part about these big storms is that you can kind of see them coming and make preparations for it, but that's much easier said than done, and it really depends on the kind of infrastructure that's available in the country. So these kinds of storms always end up having a big impact on the Philippines, and it really makes it difficult for them to create a meaningful infrastructure network to address the issue. Anyways, heart goes out to the victims, and hopefully those people can be rehoused quickly. All right, now finally, the story about details have emerged about the Singapore Airlines turbulence tragedy that happened last week. So early investigations into severe turbulence that hit a Singapore Airlines flight from London to Singapore last Tuesday revealed the plane rapidly ascended and descended, dropping about 178 feet in 4.6 seconds. That's about 50 meters, guys. Now, one British passenger died and dozens were injured, prompting the flight to divert to Thailand. Singaporean investigators are examining flight data and cockpit recordings. The turbulence encountered over Myanmar caused unbelted passengers to be thrown from their seats. Singapore Airlines is supporting affected passengers and crew. Of the 211 passengers and 18 crew on board, 104 were treated at Bangkok's Summitivay Hospital, with 26 still hospitalized. Investigations by the Transport Safety Investigation Bureau continue. Terrifying stuff, man. I am definitely staying buckled up when I'm in the airplanes from now on. I've been cavalier with that in the past, but even with the sign not on, if you're sitting down, make sure you're strapped in. The stories that I saw quotes. There was blood on the ceiling. Tons of injuries, like still 26 hospitalized, so very serious incident. Very lucky that the plane was, that they were able to land, and almost everybody made it home safely, but be careful, guys. I don't know. The skies are, the turbulence, at least what I've read, it seems like these turbulence incidences are on the rise, so hopefully we can get to the bottom of why this is happening and how we can avoid it. All right. Well, anyways, guys, that'll do it for our updates from the Thaiger and ASEAN Now. Please follow us on all of our social media, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. You can consume our content all over the place. And, of course, you can always find more stories on thethaiger.com and on ASEANnow.com. So that'll do it for today. And now I will get into the comments and catch up with you guys.
This ad is brought to you by Carzuno, the easiest way to lease a brand new car in Thailand.